Who should win the 2015 Royal Rumble? Your guess is as good as mine, but today I am going to be talking about the big guy, my boy Ryback, and why he should or shouldn't win the 2015 Royal Rumble. Let's look at the positives of Ryback winning the 2015 Royal Rumble. It's a WWE correcting a mistake that they shouldn't have made in the first place. It's a WWE finally making Ryback into a legit star, because I don't give a fuck who you are and what you say. Ryback was a star at one point. Ryback was over as hell at one point. And the WWE, with such terrible booking, ruined this guy. They really did. And it's finally time that the WWE can correct their mistakes, per se, and make this guy into a legit main event star. Because I'm just saying, it's pretty sad that now we're in 2015 and we're saying, oh, Ryback should finally be in the main event scene, or Ryback should finally be pushed. No, Ryback should have been in the main event scene and been a star in the main event scene by 2013. I always said, like, could you think of the storylines that you could do with Ryback as a babyface or heel? Like, oh my God. It would just be refreshing to see someone else be in the main event scene that's not John Cena, that's not Randy Orton, and to some degree, that's not Daniel Bryan. Just being honest here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of seeing the same dudes always main eventing the pay-per-views. I like to see new people get opportunities and chances. And even if I don't like that person, even though I don't feel like if that person's really, really that ready, it's good to know at least the WWE is giving superstars chances and opportunities to succeed. And they did that with Ryback. And I always felt like they missed the ball with the Ryback character back in 2013. That's just me. So for me, Ryback winning the Royal Rumble will just be like, yes, this guy is actually going to do it. This guy is finally going to become a star that he should have been in 2015. That's just me. I just feel like it's finally the time that you will give this guy an opportunity and shot. And then when you look at the storyline he's involved in right now he's involved in the storyline where he's got fired. And a lot of people are going to be like, but Chase, he's fired from the company. How can he win the Rumble? Look, guys, it's a storyline. I mean, you can build up a Ryback versus the Authority storyline. Just saying, you can use that. I mean, if we can enjoy yes versus the damn Authority, why can't we enjoy the big guy versus the damn Authority? Just saying. You have also a connection there with whoever wins the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar wins the championship. Oh, look at that. Who's there? Paul Heyman. You can have Ryback be mad at Paul Heyman and talk about how Heyman just brought so much negativity in his life, since Ryback is this super positive character. You can just talk about how Heyman brought in all this negativity that led his career to be a downward spiral after, being a Paul Heyman guy. So, you can just add on to that feud with the Ryback versus Brock Lesnar. Or, hey, Ryback versus Cena. One WrestleMania main event that I feel like the WWE hasn't done in years is Monster Babyface versus Monster Babyface. Just being honest here, I like those storylines. I like those main events where you have two baby faces go at it, especially at WrestleMania. I mean, it's a showcase of immortals. It's there to show, like, who's the top dog, who's the main guy. And here you have Ryback, who wants to prove that to John Cena. So I think it would be a really good way to end up a Ryback redemption storyline. Yeah, maybe Cena getting another WrestleMania main event and being champion again. But frick, what ultimate redemption for Ryback? He beats the guy that, pretty much beat him for the title and made him turn bad in the first place. So yeah, I think it would be working either way who he's facing as champion. And I think this time the fans are ready for Ryback. I think unlike the other times where fans weren't ready to accept Ryback, I think fans now are ready to accept him and say, you know what, Ryback? At first, we didn't really like you. We're just going to be real here. At first, we didn't like you. I'm not saying this. I liked Ryback from the beginning. I was a huge Big Guy fan. But most of the internet fans at first didn't really like Ryback. They weren't ready to accept him in the main event scene, mainly around because that time CM Punk was on his long, ridiculous WWE Championship run that was just being the transitional champion to The Rock at Royal Rumble, which wrestling fans did not want to believe, but it happened. At that time, really, there was no other guys that you felt like could be pushed over Ryback, but then again, Ryback was one of the hotter characters on TV. So when it came down to it, a lot of fans just weren't ready to accept Ryback and were waiting for him to fail. And yet, when they saw him fail, and they saw what the WWE is doing with him, I think a lot of people felt bad for Ryback. I think a lot of people were like, God damn, why is Ryback stuck in a stupid-ass tag team with Curtis Axel? Seriously, a lot of people probably felt bad for the big guy. So now a lot more people are accepting and feel like, hey, you know what? Do right with this guy, WWE. I know I probably didn't want to see him become a champion back in 2013 or 2012, but freaking A. How did you mess up with this guy? This guy went into main eventing with John Cena to now he's tag teaming with Curtis Axel. Give me a freaking break. Let's give this guy a shot. So I think a lot more people are ready and more accepting to seeing Ryback succeed than to fail. I think a lot of people feel like, hey, I feel bad for this dude. The WWE really screwed the pooch with this guy. Let's give him another opportunity and let's see what he can do on top. Now let's look at the cons of Ryback winning the 2015 Royal Rumble. Like most questions, is Ryback ready to be in the main event scene? To me personally, I love the big guy. You all know I love him, so I don't want people to be like, Chase, you hate Ryback now after what you said. No, I love the big guy. Ryback is one of my boys. You all know that. But I just don't feel he's ready to be a main eventer. That's just me. I would love to see Ryback win the championship. Don't get me wrong. He's one of those guys where it's like, you know, most of the internet, you guys have Daniel Bryan. It doesn't matter how he's fucking booked and how he won the title. Y'all are going to love it no matter what. That's me with Ryback. I don't give a shit how he wins the title. I would just love to see this guy become a champion because he should have been a champion in 2013. It's just me. So, really, to be honest, though, if I look at it, Ryback still is not ready. And I feel like I always ask myself, what is Ryback's best feud? What is his one major significant win on pay-per-view? I always think that to myself because Ryback, when you think about it, throughout his career, he doesn't really have any significant pay-per-view wins. I mean, what? Beating those jobbers are like 2 is better than 1. Is that his signature pay-per-view win? I just feel like Ryback needs more pay-per-view wins before you really try to make this guy believable to beat like a Brock Lesnar. Just being honest here, I feel like he needs more big-time feuds that we can remember, and I feel like at WrestleMania, you may be better suited, you know, with the storyline that you're running now, having Ryback go against Triple H, or hell, since you guys want to do Ryback and Rusev so bad, doing Ryback versus Rusev for the U.S. title. I just feel like there's much more sense of having Ryback do other stuff at WrestleMania than going for the WWE Championship. Like, keep on building up Ryback. Keep making Ryback feel like a big deal and feel like a big star throughout 2015, and then move him up, you know, to the WWE ladder and move him to the WWE Heavyweight Championship scene somewhere down in 2016. That's just me. I just feel like right now, even though fans like the big guy, and even though we know that the WWE is looking for a bigger superstar, not someone that's under 6 foot tall, they want a meathead at top, and most people are distancing towards Roman Reigns, so a lot of people look at Ryback and say, you know what, I'll accept Ryback over Roman Reigns. It's just, to me, I don't feel like, you know, Ryback, he's a step over Roman Reigns. I think he's a step over Roman Reigns. I think he deserves it more than Roman Reigns, and he's more ready than Roman Reigns. I still don't think this dude is ultimately ready to handle the main event spot at WrestleMania. Like I said, I love this guy. I think Ryback is awesome. I would love it if he was in the main event of WrestleMania. I would love to see him win the championship. But just from looking at it in a booking standpoint, how can you justify this guy being the main event when really, when you look at him on pay-per-views, this dude rarely wins and barely beats anyone? So yeah, that's one thing about it. It's just like, to me, in a booking sense, it doesn't make sense for Ryback to be winning a huge match like the Royal Rumble and then going on to beat the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Minor stuff is, you know, promo skills need to kind of improve. I don't feel like Ryback, you know, a lot of people say he still needs to improve in the ring. I think Ryback has gotten a lot better in the ring and a lot better connecting with the audience. So I don't really think his ring work is that bad. I mean, he still needs to add a little bit more repertoire and be a little bit more quicker in the ring when it comes down to, you know, covers, and when it comes down to dual spots during the match. He can definitely do something where he can up his quickness a little bit more. But other than that, I feel like those are only really like the major con for me, is that like I don't feel like he's ready or has been presented well enough to be a main eventer in the WWE, especially around WrestleMania time. Like if this was SummerSlam time, yeah, I would say, yeah, you could put the strap on Ryback, no problem. But when it comes down to WrestleMania time, where there's a lot of eyeballs on the product and a lot of people are watching this, do you really think like Ryback, this huge meat truck guy, even though, yes, he's big, do you feel like the WWE has booked him well enough to make him a big threat to Brock Lesnar? Just being real here, I love the big guy. I hope if Ryback sees this video, this is not me trying to be negative. I love you, dog. It's just that, you know, WWE hasn't done you any favors when it comes in the booking department. And I feel at WrestleMania, you deserve a WrestleMania moment. So, yeah, you beating Rusev or you beating Triple H would be awesome. I don't know why I'm talking like Ryback's watching this video, but who knows? Maybe he's one of those guys who does. But yeah, really, that's really the only major con is that he's not ready. And then the minor cons is microphone work could probably use some work and just be a little bit more quicker in the ring. Alrighty then, so that is Ryback. Comment down below, guys. Should Ryback win the 2015 Royal Rumble? What did you guys think about my pros and cons for this guy? And if you have any extra pros or cons, add them to there. Add them in the comment section down below. Up next, I'll be talking about the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose here on this channel. So hope you guys will be excited for me to say if Dean Ambrose should win the 2015 Royal Rumble. Not only that, make sure you guys check out the links down below. The Team Heel Podcast, a podcast that I'm a part of on Stitcher Radio and iTunes. So go check that out in the description box down below. Also, me and Generic Minorities Raw Review Podcast, which is going to be in the description box down below. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at ChaseAuber68. Enjoy your guys' day. Hope you have fun. Peace.